Hey, what is up everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today we're taking a look at Dogecoin, which is currently down 1%. We're going to be jumping into exactly where I think it could be going over the next few days, and as well as a few other coins as well. Now before we do that, make sure you guys go check out the Discord down below. You can see on the screen right now just how many trades our members have been winning from simply joining up and starting to copy and paste the trades that we're sending out to them every single day. When you join up, it's super easy to start copying all the trades we're sending out to you that we're personally taking ourselves, and just to copy it over to your exchange and start profiting like you're seeing on the screen right now. So make sure you do that, make sure you join up. It'll be the first link in the description. Now back to the video. So overall, Dogecoin has been, falling quite severely. We hit 48 cents as the high of last year, and really ever since then we've been crashing down quite a bit. However, it's not been anything as severe as the S&P or the entire stock market. Now, crypto's already crashed quite a lot, not as much as the S&P in actual market cap terms, but it still crashed quite a lot. Obviously, Dogecoin went from 48 to 17. Bitcoin went from 109 to 83. But the best thing right now is that crypto hasn't been crashing with the S&P. We've sort of dismantled ourselves from the correlation between the two, which is really interesting to see, because that never happens. Overall, the S&P's just been in an absolute bloodbath. Obviously, due to tariffs, a lot of people are scared that essentially a lot of the US companies are gonna struggle a lot with their profits, as now these other countries are retaliating with tariffs, especially China. But a lot of other countries are now actually coming to terms with the tariffs and starting to negotiate with Donald Trump about even releasing, the US tariffs that have been placed on those countries. So it's slowly gonna start to come back up. The crash won't last. I also read that this crash is as severe as the 2008 market crash, which the movie The Big Short was based on. So we've not had 2 consecutive 5% down days since that time, since 2008. It's been 17 years since that has happened, and we're now experiencing history yet again. The S&P, super safe bet. Take a look. The previous time we actually saw a huge crash was back during this time right here. Then we fell 27%. The crash before that was right here, which was obviously a big controversy. That was 35%. So we usually fall 25 to 35%. Yeah, so 25 to 35%. We've currently fell 18%. So yeah, maybe we still have a bit of room to go, potentially down to 4.9k, 4.95, until we start really consolidating. Again, all major companies are selling off their risk on assets, like Apple, Amazon, tech stocks, and crypto has not been one of them, which is really good to see again. So yeah, I think crypto has sort of bottomed in right now. Again, the weekend, there's probably not going to be any major movement unless Trump announces something insane on Sunday, which he might do. I believe last week he announced some tariffs as well on Sunday. But regardless, crypto doesn't really move on the weekend, as the S&P is closed as well. So I think it's overall a safe bet to start investing again back into the S&P, back into some stocks, and especially crypto, because whilst the stocks can go up 30 to 50% in the short term, maybe 100, 150, 200% max in the longer term, we get those same longer term gains from stocks, but in short term with crypto. With Doge, if we're buying in at the low here at 14-15 cents, we can just target the previous highs, and that's going to be a 3.2x, which is really hard to achieve on stocks, because obviously the market cap is huge and there's not the same sort of investment style. So I think it's still a very good bet to take, especially just DCAing, with our strategy. One entry at 15 cents, if we continue to fall, another entry at 12.5 cents, another entry at 10 cents, and just DCA every low, or every planned out low. You don't want to DCA every single hour, because we keep hitting new lows. So that's what I'd honestly be looking to do. Bitcoin dominance, again, if we take a look at the percent chart, I believe it's been rising quite a bit. Not great to see, but again, we're sort of getting away with it because Bitcoin itself isn't crashing, so we're getting away with it ever so slightly. This isn't what we want to see though either. Obviously, when the market crashes, everyone goes back into Bitcoin rather than these alts and meme coins, which is why dominance goes up. I do think we've topped out here at 64%, although now we are only very 1.5% little away. The possibility is still there that we can go back up and clear this high, but that'd be very severe, especially if BTC continues to come down even more. also will get absolutely destroyed. So that's what we're going to be looking for. We need this to come down. Obviously right now we are trending up, nothing good really on dominance, but once the market realizes that hopefully the tariffs will be a good thing in the longer term, or at least the short to mid term, that's all we really need for the crypto market. I think once they realize it will be quite good, we're going to start coming back up, because essentially what the plan is to make essentially the market crash and for interest rates to drop. We have an FOMC meeting next month. I think Trump's preparing for that. He needs those interest rate cuts. Once we get them, there's going to be 3 back-to-back FOMC meetings. At least one of them should be a rate cut. Most likely May, because again, the market's been on an absolute crash, 20%. And if we don't get rate cuts, it'll probably only get worse. So hopefully the Fed does see that. Once that happens, we'll see a slight reclamation on the market. We'll reclaim a few areas, come back up, and after that, if we get more good news getting pumped in, then we'll continue to obviously pump. If we get some random good news now for Doge and whatever other coin, like Doge ETF been filed for example, we're not going to really see a pump. We might see 1-2% max, but it's not going to go up any higher. It's going to instantly come back down the next day because the market isn't in the best state. So that's what we're essentially waiting for. No real news being released. All coins are bleeding. It's not just Doge, but they're bleeding slowly. So the bleeding has overall slowed down, and that's what we have to wait for, is the Fed meeting next month. Might be a long wait, but again, that's what we have to do. Hopefully the S&P is able to come down slightly lower. There'll be a lot of good bargains, and again, it doesn't last very long. Every time we see these crashes, we instantly start coming back up. So the crashes never last too long. And another interesting thing to see is whenever we go back to the high prior to the crash, we instantly saw right afterwards. I think it's a bit of FOMO. But yeah, we continue to pump higher and higher. So yeah, everything looks quite good for now. If you did enjoy the video and you did find it helpful, please do make sure to like and subscribe. And again, if you want to be getting my trades every single day, then check out the Discord down below. And if you need a place to actually buy, sell, or trade cryptocurrency for the lowest fees with the best sign-up bonuses, then check out all the exchanges we're working with down below. Also, thank you all for watching. I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye, guys.